And I'm Vic Carter. Some people waited on lines for a long time, hours to cast their ballots. When you tally up early in-person voting and mail-in ballots, 2.2 million people have already voted in our state.
All right, let's head over to Nicole Baker now, live at the polling place at Baltimore City Community College, breaking down today's voter turnout. Nicole.
Yeah, when we talk about turnout, it is certainly impressive. I want to actually get right to that new set of numbers that the Maryland Board of Elections actually just put out for us. Here it is, 473,069 Maryland voters. That's how many folks showed up in person today for the presidential general election. Things went smooth. Things were going well. The saddest part about today, guys, we saw one voter who showed up here to vote, and he had just missed the polls. For now, I'll send it back to you on TV Hill.
Okay, that's the way it goes sometimes. Nicole, thank you very much. Let's bring in WJZ investigator Mike Helgren. He's focused on the Baltimore City mayor's race.
Hey, Mike, you're at Brandon Scott's election night headquarters, and Scott just arrived there.
He did, Vic and Rick, and we got a chance to speak to him. He will address all of his supporters a little bit later. He's not quite ready to do that yet, but we asked him a number of questions. Let's take a listen.
We're still confident from what we heard from the voters. We'll see when the numbers come in, but we believe that voters are going to vote for a new way forward for Baltimore City, with a son of the city who's never left here and came up from the bottom in Baltimore to help lead it to a better place.
And I asked him if he sees this as a rebirth for Baltimore. He says he is not the savior, but he says better times are ahead. He also pledged a transparent administration and a holistic vision for tackling problems like violent crime here in the city. Reporting live downtown, Mike Helgren, WJZ.
All right, thank you, Mike. And we're joined now again by Dr. Malia Cromer. She is a political science professor at Goucher College and a pollster. So we just heard from Brandon Scott. Dr. Cromer, what research have you done on the mayoral race, on the 7th Congressional District, and on question 2, these really important local issues?
So while we haven't done any polling specifically on Baltimore City nor the 7th Congressional District, I can tell you by the demographic makeup of both the city as well as that congressional district that it's going to be tough for any non-Democratic candidate to pull off a victory tonight. In a presidential election year, particularly one that's so polarized, you're seeing Democrats voting straight Democrat on down the line, and the makeup of the city as well as that congressional district just really leans heavily Democratic. Another thing to look out for certainly is the legalized gambling ballot initiative that's there tonight. We polled on this back in February, and Marylanders were really split between supporting and opposed legalizing sports betting here in the state. But now it's been framed in terms of a revenue generator for education, and my guess is that you'll see it pass tonight.
All right, and very quickly, there are a lot of people who earlier said, how can you call Maryland so soon? The polls just closed. Explain to people very quickly why states are called right after polls close.
Sure. There's a couple different factors that go into the projections, and just some of the polling, not only that we do, but others really show. I mean, Joe Biden was up almost 30 points on our latest poll, so it would take a massive change in our state's demographics and party registration for anything but that result to happen.
All right, and it didn't. All right, thank you, Dr. Cromer. We appreciate it so much. Back to you, Vic and Rick.
And we'll have another update for you on local races in 30 minutes.
We'll see you in a little bit.